Young Buzz, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something huge, Twice's 6th world tour, titled This Is For. If you're a once, or even just a K-pop fan who appreciates a well-executed tour, this one's for you. And yes, I'll be going through every single tour date and city, so stick around to see if Twice is coming to your area. But more than that, we're going to talk about what this tour really means for the group, for fans, and for the global K-pop scene in general. So let's start with where it all began. The tour officially kicked off on July 19th, 2025 in Incheon, South Korea at the Inspire Arena. That first night brought in a massive crowd of 21,864 fans, generating over $2 million in revenue. And then on July 20th, they held a second night at the same venue. Now imagine starting your world tour in your home country with a sold-out arena of fans who have followed you since debut. That energy must have been absolutely unreal. If any of you were there in person, I'm dying to know what that experience was like. Was it as emotional and powerful as I'm imagining? From there, the tour jumped to Japan, and this is where things got massive. On July 26 and 27, Twice performed at the Kyocera Dome, Osaka. And get this, the total attendance there hit 100,000 people. That is stadium-level energy. I've seen clips of onces in Japan waving their candy bongs in perfect sync, and honestly, it gives me chills every time. Japanese fans have always had such deep love for Twice, and it shows. Next up, they'll be heading to Aichi for 2 nights at Vantolin Dome, Nagoya on August 23rd and 24. Then they're off to Fukuoka, where they'll take the stage at the Mizuho PayPay Dome on August 30th and 31. And after that, they'll wrap up their Japan leg at none other than the Tokyo Dome on September 16th and 17th. Tokyo Dome is a bucket list venue for so many artists. For Twice to be doing multiple nights there? That's a statement. That's legacy. But this tour is just getting started. After Japan, they head deeper into Asia. On September 27th and 28th, Twice will perform in Macau, China at the Venetian Arena. I actually think it's great they're stopping in Macau. It's not always on the usual K-pop tour list, but it has a super passionate fan base that deserves love too. Then we've got one that I know a lot of Southeast Asian onces have been waiting for. On October 4th, they'll be in Bulacan, Philippines at the massive Philippine Arena. That venue is enormous. It's literally one of the biggest indoor arenas in the world. I already know Filipino onces are going to show up loud, proud, and in full force. Next stop, Singapore. On October 11th and 12th, they'll perform at the Singapore Indoor Stadium. I've heard fans there always bring incredible fan projects and banners. The energy is intimate but electric. If you've ever been to a K-pop show in Singapore, you know what I mean. Then it's off to Australia, which is huge news because not every K-pop group includes Australia on their tour map. Twice will be in Sydney at the Kudos Bank Arena on November 1st and 2nd, and then Melbourne at the Rod Laver Arena on November 8th and 9th. That's right, 4 shows down under. Aussie onces, your time has come. After that, they're circling back to Asia. On November 22nd, they'll perform in Kaohsiung, Taiwan at the Kaohsiung National Stadium. And then on December 6th, they hit Hong Kong, performing at the Kai Tak Stadium, which is also one of the newer venues in the region. Then finally, the tour wraps up with 2 nights in Bangkok, Thailand at the Impact Arena on December 13th and 14th. That's a total of 23 scheduled dates across 9 countries, and this is just part 1 of the tour. That means more cities might still be added. If your city isn't on the list yet, don't lose hope. Twice has done multiple legs in previous world tours, and they often announce US, Europe, or Latin America dates in a second wave. I've gotta say, what impresses me most is not just the scale of this tour, but the balance. Twice is hitting some of the biggest cities in Asia and Australia, while also showing love to places that usually get skipped over. You can really tell they're making this about connection, not just scale. Now that we've gone through the full list of dates and venues, I really want to talk about what this tour means, not just logistically, but emotionally, both for Twice and for us as fans. Let's be honest here. Twice debuted in 2015. That means they're coming up on their 10-year anniversary. In the K-pop industry, hitting that milestone is no small feat. So the fact that they're not only still active, but selling out arenas and domes across multiple continents, that's something worth pausing to appreciate. This tour isn't just another set of performances. It feels like a celebration of longevity, of evolution, and of gratitude. I mean, the name of the tour is literally This Is For. What do you think it's for? Some people say it's for onces, some say it's for each other, as in the members. Others think it's just open-ended on purpose, so it can be whatever the fans feel personally. And honestly, I love that. It leaves room for interpretation. So let me ask you, what do you think the title This Is For means? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to read your interpretations. Another thing I've been thinking about is how global K-pop has become. Looking at this tour schedule, it's clear that TWICE is more than just a K-pop group at this point. They're a global music act. Performing at places like Tokyo Dome, Kudos Bank Arena, and Philippine Arena isn't just about popularity. It's about presence, reach, influence. And you know what else is cool? Each region brings its own flavor to the concert experience. Japanese onces are known for their organization and synchronized chants. Southeast Asian onces bring insane energy and fan projects. Australian fans have that raw excitement of finally seeing their favorite idols live after years of waiting. And I just know when the tour hits Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Thailand, the love is going to be overwhelming. It makes me wonder, how different will each concert be? The set list might stay similar, but the energy, the crowd, the vibe, that all changes city by city. If you've ever been to multiple K-pop concerts, you know exactly what I mean. There's something magical about how TWICE adapts to each place while still keeping their essence the same. I also want to highlight how physically and mentally demanding this must be for the members. Performing in back-to-back cities, traveling constantly, adjusting to different time zones and climates, it takes a toll. And yet, they show up on stage with smiles, energy, and full performances every single time. That's real dedication. It's easy to look at the glamorous side of a world tour, but there's a lot of hard work, discipline, and sacrifice that goes on behind the scenes. And that makes me wonder, how are they taking care of themselves during the tour? What do their off days look like? How do they wind down after a huge stadium show? I'd love to see some behind-the-scenes content or vlogs while they're on the road. If JYP is listening, please make that happen. But beyond the logistics, I also think this tour represents something personal for TWICE. Each member has grown so much in the last few years. Some have solo projects, some are acting, some are modeling, but when they come together on stage, you can tell there's still that same chemistry that made fans fall in love with them in the first place. They're stronger, more confident, and more in control of their artistry than ever before. This Is For feels like a tour not just of celebration, but of reflection. It's for the fans, yes, but it's also for themselves, for everything they've accomplished and everything they've survived in the industry. So as we wrap up, I want to throw some questions to you, the viewers. Are you going to any of the tour dates? Which city are you from? If you could choose one TWICE song to hear live, what would it be? And what do you hope they add if they announce a part 2? Maybe LA, London, Jakarta, Sao Paulo? I'll be reading every comment, so don't be shy. Let's turn the comment section into a mini once gathering. And hey, even if you're not attending the tour in person, that doesn't mean you're not part of it. Watching the live streams, supporting online, streaming their music, or just cheering them on quietly from home, that all counts. TWICE success has always been powered by fans from everywhere, and you're part of that too. All right, that's all from me today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We've got more K-pop deep dives and tour breakdowns coming your way. This has been Incheon Buzz. Until next time, stay safe, stay kind, and keep supporting the artists who make your world a little brighter. Incheon.